Thanks to Raycon for sponsoring today's video. It's the monthly Raycon promo just as you imagined it. Their everyday earbuds lineup are quality Bluetooth earbuds that are about half the price compared to other premium earbuds out there that sound just as good, and there's a bunch of colors to pick from. Red or blue pilled, I like you all the same. Why did I write that? Their sleek compact design fits nice in the ears, giving you a great noise isolating fit, and you can shake your head as much as you want. They ain't falling off, please just take my word for that. And they come with a bunch of gel tips for your comfort, unlike some other brands. They don't awkwardly stick out of your ears. Celebrities like Melissa Etheridge, Snoop Dogg, Rich the Kid, and Mike Tyson swear by them, and when have they steered anybody wrong? Ooh, what a punch mic. I'm sure if you were wearing Raycons, they'd still be on his ears, concussion be damned. They last around 6 hours in a single charge, but the carrying case itself can be charged to give you more hours of playtime on the go. Pop them during your next workout session indoors because it is hot as balls outside. And Raycon is offering all my viewers a great deal. Click the link in the description below or go to buyraycon.com/somecallmejohnny to get 15% off your Raycon purchase. There's also a 45-day free return policy so you can make sure you find the right pair for yourself without breaking the bank. Thank you as always for helping support this channel. Now let's continue on with the show. Cool, so for today we're sort of mixing flavors here because we're not only redoing an old SGB video of mine, we're also sort of redoing one of my earliest Versus videos. We kind of have to for today's subject, Sonic the Hedgehog 4, the sequel 15 years in the making. Except, not really. Sonic the Hedgehog 4 was not Sonic the Hedgehog 4 when it was conceived. It was originally a mobile exclusive game tentatively titled Sonic the Portable. Check out the Ferris wheel in the back of Casino Street. You can even still see the original Sonic the Portable graphic. They really couldn't be bothered to change the graphic on that one, which I think speaks volumes on the team's work ethic for this one. Sonic the Portable was meant as a bite-sized game consisting of memorable Sonic zones and classic 2D gameplay, the idea being to grab new players with a modern aesthetic and retro players with the numerous callbacks in the return to 2D, after lots of people sung high praise over the 2D sections of Sonic Unleashed. More importantly, SEGA wanted to capitalize on the ever-growing mobile game market, an industry that, by the late 2000s, was seeing a humongous boom thanks to the launch of the iPhone and the competing Android, with top sellers like Angry Birds and Cut the Rope leading the charge. It was then decided that the game would go multi-platform and be relabeled as Sonic the Hedgehog 4. Though Sega brand manager at the time Ken Ballo would say that Sonic 4 was the summation of longtime fans wanting a new 2D Sonic after years of nothing, do the handheld games just not exist in this reality? I am of the firm, cynical belief that the reason it was called Sonic the Hedgehog 4 was to simply push units, and the reason it went multi-platform was because if they did lock the next numbered entry behind mobile phones, fans would collectively go apeshit. Sonic 4 is only called Sonic 4 for marketing reasons, nothing more. The Sonic team of yesteryear was long gone at this point, as was the Sega Technical Institute. No Yuji Naka, no Hirokazu Yasuhara, certainly no Mark Cerny. So because of their prior success with the Sonic Advance trilogy and the Sonic Rush games, development was left to Dims, with Takashi Iizuka in a producing role, one of the only remnants left of the original Sonic team, as well as Jun Sano, who did make his debut in Sonic 3 as a song composer. I think his only contribution to the soundtrack was like 2 songs, which is why I sort of skimmed over his role in the game last video. Either way, I'm pretty sure people are more familiar with Jun Sano's modern contributions than they are with his Genesis contributions. I think so anyway, but I am not too big on his work for these games. It's one of the weakest soundtracks of Sonic. I only enjoy a handful of tunes across both episodes. Splash Hill Act 2 and 3 are great, as is Mad Gear Act 3, and Episode 2, I enjoy White Park for the Twinkle Park reference and Sky Fortress Act 2. Everything else, no. It either hurts my ears like Oil Desert Act 3, or it's too short and repetitive, like most of the soundtrack. The boss music is the shining example of that. No thank you, I love you June, but not for these. What the hell was I talking about? Right, Project Needle Mouse. This is how the game was being teased at first, a callback to one of Sonic's original prototype names. Now, I'll give Sega of America this, they certainly knew how to hype a product up. I still have pretty vivid memories of when this game was initially teased. The whole 19th anniversary contest with folks submitting entries to win a potential trip to Japan and get their hands on Sonic 4 first. That was the reason why I made that first Sonic interview animation way back when. That was for the contest. I didn't end up winning, but I came close, and the only reason why I think I didn't place top 10 was because I had Mario in the cartoon. They probably wanted to keep things strictly Sega. Oh shit, oh fuck, I'm sorry about that. Summer of 2009 is where we would get our first teaser of a teaser. Oh, they love doing that shit even to this day. a brand new 2D adventure built from the ground up with the silhouette of the original Sonic 1 logo being the last thing we saw before getting the release here. Though I like to think it was actually Pikachu in a sombrero. I fucking love that image. A 2D Sonic game harkening back to Sonic's roots, and I mean the deep roots, because it was later revealed that Sonic would be the only playable character for this adventure. A logical, if somewhat dramatic, response to the criticism Sonic's many friends have gathered over the past decade. And I get that, but it wasn't the friends' fault for falling through loops and getting stuck on walls, you know what I mean? The friends were just collateral damage, but that's how it was going to be, and in early 2010 we got our first glimpse at Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 1. Okay, it was going to be an episodic release, almost as if this was originally a small mobile game and then made into a bigger project without really making it into a bigger project. Since when did Sonic do episodic releases? It was a little confusing. But we got our release date, summer of 2010. Then the floodgates would fucking collapse when a prototype of the game would leak on the Xbox a couple of months before release, and the community lost their fucking shit at what they were seeing. I had a lot of questions like, what was this? Plastic grass? The homing attack? Oh, what is this minecart level? Is every stage just the previous level from the other games? What is going on with the physics? It looks so stilted. Is this really supposed to be a sequel to Sonic 3 and Knuckles? Now, more than ever, Sonic 4 was looking more like a cash grab than an honest-to-God sequel to one of Sonic's best entries in the franchise. And let me make this clear right now, if you enjoy Sonic 4 either episode, then that's great. You like what you like, you do you. Who the hell am I to dunk on you for that? But it was clear Sonic 4 wasn't living up to the namesake, and this was even before the game was officially launched. Because of the leak and the sheer backlash from fans, the game was delayed until October of 2010, the sticking points being, besides everything, the lack of Tails and Knuckles, the over-reliance on reusing previous level themes, believe it or not, the fact that you could choose any stage from any zone in any order you want, almost like it was originally a mobile game. Two stages particularly got severe flack, and that was the Score Attack stage in Casino Street and the Minecart stage in Lost Labyrinth. Stages that were better suited to mobile phones rather than consoles. I think they're just lousy stages altogether. The Casino Street Score Attack is just repetitious bullshit, repeatedly entering the slots until the game says you can go along now, and the minecart is not the kind of interactivity I'm looking for in a Sonic game, especially now in an era past the handheld version of Sonic Lost World, the way you have to tilt the device to get things moving. No thank you, no. These stages were completely revamped in the console version to be more traditional. Oh yes, I said the console version. Mobile players, even today, still get the previous bullshit, so if you want my advice, use the touch controls instead. Much better if a little awkward. But you still got the disorienting rotation effect when speeding through loops. Why was that a thing? Yeah, but you know what? I actually like how Sonic looks in the mobile version now compared to the console release. I love the trailing effect Sonic has when he's going fast, but the motherfucker dipped himself into the Shino Ballo, he's so goddamn shiny. It's like a plastic figure right from Sonic Adventure DX. But this is episode 1 of Sonic the Hedgehog 4, and back in 2010 I thought this game was fine. I looked at it as Sega heading into the right direction after Sonic Unleashed showed promise, and with Sonic Colors on the horizon, and the eventual release of Sonic Generations a year after that, this was looking like the beginning of a Sonic renaissance. Going back to this game almost 11 years later, knowing what I know now, and in a post-Sonic Mania world, I gotta say, this was kinda hard to get back into. In fact, I didn't get back into it at all. This game is dull. I do not enjoy it anymore. It's Sonic vs. Dr. Eggman once again, and that's it. Dr. Eggman's just being a shit again, and Sonic's up to the task of stopping him once more, but with a more modern flair. He's got his long quills, the green eyes, and the homing attack, which you will use a lot. The entire game is centered around you abusing it. It's how you defeat enemies, no matter the target. Bubble chains, motive bugs, shell crackers, slicers, they all fall down the same. The homing attack is how you access higher pathways. It's how you gain speed. The spin dash is here, make no mistake, and on solid ground with no slopes or hills, it's good for coverage. But the moment slightly different terrain enters the scene, it's like you're on molasses. You don't gain any speed, no matter how steep the slope, or you just drop like a fucking rock going off of a platform. The basic roll does nothing for speed either. Like, it's bad. It's the same stop on a dime control as in Sonic Rush, and I get that Dimps made this game, and they were probably just going with what they had before. But why Sonic Rush and not Sonic Advance? They showed before that they are more than capable of making legitimately great 2D Sonic action with control that does a better job replicating the Genesis feel than whatever the hell they went with here. It's likely why speed boosters and springs are all over the goddamn place in this game to make up for this chosen control scheme. And all this does is make every level feel more homogeneous and automated. Don't let the player experiment with control to generate speed. No, you will go fast when they say you can. It's sort of cold and Soulless. Sonic Rush Control without the boost has no flow. Platforming is stiff. Every jump has a loaded feel to it, as if Sonic is dragging an anchor on his legs. I am repeatedly jumping and using the mid-air dash just to keep things moving, because without that, Sonic isn't fun. But this can end up fucking me when I dash past the goalpost and I missed a special ring, but I can't get back in time and get into the ring before the game auto-locks me out of the screen because Sonic is so goddamn slow on the ground. Oh my god. That happened to me like 2 or 3 times in this playthrough. The special stages are of the Sonic 1 flavor, but you control the stage this time instead of Sonic, collecting rings to bypass barriers and collecting time bonuses to prolong your stay. It's okay, if a little headache inducing, and even if you find yourself fucking up, you can just pause the game and hit retry to try again with no penalty, as long as you don't hit one of the goal bumpers. It's only a matter of time before you get all the Chaos Emeralds and oh, my game just crashed. It's only a matter of time before you get Super Sonic, who to the game's credit is still fun to use, but in this game's case I think that's just because I can end the stages faster. God, I'm sorry for being more of a negative Nancy here, but man, this game just doesn't do anything for me anymore, and after playing the other games beforehand, it is way more apparent. There is nothing here that hasn't been done better in the earlier games over 15 years prior. It's called Sonic 4, but Tails and Knuckles aren't here, the power-ups are back to Sonic 1, no elemental shields period, there are no bonus stages and checkpoints, the level themes are just from Sonic 1 and 2. The gimmicks are different and some are alright, the vine swinging in Splash Hill is fine, and the card theme of Casino Street Act 2 is dazzling if incredibly brain dead. But then you have your spinning gears and mad gear, which are almost painfully slow, the Lost Labyrinth box trap, which is not hard to solve but no less awkward, and the game still borrows a lot of beats from older games for the sake of nostalgia anyway. Everything here is done for the sake of nostalgia. And in 2010 I get this was likely necessary to assure fans, hey, we're not gonna let this blue fucker die, but it makes episode 1 of this supposed sequel feel, I'll say it again, soulless. Sonic 4 episode 1 doesn't have a soul, and it's why after this video, I likely won't be going back to it, especially now that we have Sonic Mania. Now this game also shares similar problems with originality. I went into all that during that video. But compare these two side by side and you tell me, which of these look like a dedicated sequel to Sonic 3? Yeah, it's no contest. But alas, it's called episode 1 because about 2 years later we got episode 2. Getting all the Chaos Emeralds in episode 1 teased players with a glimpse of things to come, Metal Sonic, who I think says oof when he turns on. Having both episodes in the same console, sorry Wii owners, even unlocked the short episode Metal, where it's explained how the diabolical Metal Sonic returned from Sonic CD. Dr. Eggman points out his corpse and Metal Sonic's back. Hooray! Also, looking a little burnt there, Eggman. All those explosions must be catching up to him. Metal Sonic is back and fully recharged. He even finds this mysterious power in the Lost Labyrinth Zone to become supercharged or some other shit, I don't know. He finds the location of Sonic and Tails, and instead of using that new power to give chase, he just uses one of Tails' old tornado rockets and doesn't catch up until the end of the second zone in episode 2. Way to immediately undersell a cool story element. You can't even use the ancient power in episode Metal proper, which is just Metal Sonic going through one remix stage of every zone in episode 1 with no boss fights. It's over in 15 minutes, and there's nothing special about Metal Sonic at all. It's just a reskinned Sonic. Makes sense thematically, I guess, but why play this? It's just the lesser Sonic for episode 1, which is already... you get the idea. Episode 2 sees the return of Tails, once again following along Sonic to stop the returning Dr. Eggman, who has managed to build a new Death Egg over the returning Little Planet from Sonic CD. Yeah, it's sort of weird that episode 2 is suddenly acknowledging that Sonic CD is part of the chronology. This was around the time the remastered Sonic CD was a thing, so I guess they wanted to strike while the iron was hot. A little continuity welding, but besides the returning Metal Sonic and Little Planet, which acts more as a background element rather than a location you visit, that's where the CD callbacks stop. Poor Amy Rose doesn't even get a mention. Teamwork is a major element of episode 2, and it's the only means of actually using Tails if you're playing solo. The game doesn't let you play as the dude individually unless you're player 2 in local co-op or in an online game. Jesus. Sonic Team was hell-bent on the Sonic-only action around this time, weren't they? But to episode 2's credit, what we're playing here is essentially a fusion between Sonic and Tails, because by pressing the appropriate button, Sonic and Tails will join forces to either fly for a couple of moments or swim in the water or roll on the ground and put the spin dash to shame. The 69 attack is overpowered as fuck in episode 2. It won't save you from bottomless pits, but it goes through everything, and you're invulnerable while you're rolling. The fact that you're unable to control your movement isn't that much of a handicap in most of these stages, where a shit ton of level design encourages holding right to win anyway, with the abundance of speed boosters and springs guiding you along the way just like in episode 1. Although the homing attack is used better in this episode for things other than homing attack chains, so kudos, I suppose. Had this sequel continued, I would have liked to see how else they could have used this technique in fun and unique ways. Alas. Yeah, this is another one I haven't gone back to in about 9 years. I want to say since I made the original Versus video back in 2012. Like Episode 1, it lacks identity, and despite being a sequel, it still feels like a step back. Level themes are still just revamped stages from previous games. Level design is a little better, but not by much until Sky Fortress. I feel out of all the stages, Act 2 and Act 3 of this zone had the most effort in creating legitimately great Sonic levels, but even this zone has the obnoxiously dull Act 1. It's just too long for an auto-scroller. There's little incentive for exploration, seeing that bonus stages are still not a thing and power-ups are still just a Sonic 1 flavor. You got this special team attack box, you mash buttons for a bit, and watch a number go up and every enemy on the screen dies. It's like a short high. Cool. Would have liked Elemental Shields back, or maybe something more unique to this game? Red rings from Sonic Colors and Generations are also here, but they're just for an achievement, the worst kind of collectible in my opinion. And I remember being so let down when I nabbed them all originally. Do you remember when SEGA accidentally released the full game for Steam users close to a month before official release that still had the debug feature enabled? I remember that, and it was funny as shit. What can you do? Boss fights, the encounters with Eggman are just too goddamn long, giving you little opportunity to strike the Doctor and watch him do silly shit in the background while you just lollygag and wait repeatedly. The Metal Sonic fights are a degree better though, the Sky Fortress boss can eat my ass, it's so clunky, but the fight in White Park is great, puts her reflexes and team mechanics to the test. The team up with Dr. Eggman near the end is cool too, makes you wonder why they didn't team up earlier, but I guess Dr. Eggman put a veto on that immediately once he heard of the 69 attack. Graphically, it's great. If they don't want to commit to a purely pixel-based aesthetic, this is how you do 2.5D. Environments are wonderfully lit with all the right things being visible and easy to spot. Sonic and Tails have great animation, the special stages being a highlight. It's the half pipe again, and I won't waste any more energy in saying more, you guys know what I think about them, but seeing Sonic and Tails celebrate with every emerald is a joy to the eyes. I do enjoy the team-up mechanic, that's something I wouldn't mind seeing a return in a more original game, maybe a Sonic Heroes 2 or a Sonic Advance 3. But I am so done with Sonic 4 at this point, as is SEGA because low sales and responsive Episode 2 canceled the rest of the planned series, so Little Planet being trapped in the Death Egg is the final ending. Get fucked, Little Planet. It's a shame. Had these games been released after Sonic Mania, I have no doubt they'd be more up to snuff with what I expect the sequel to be, but you know, it's easy to say that shit, hindsight is 2020. However, because we do live in an age after Sonic Mania, who's to say they can't try again? They've seen the response, they know that game is one of the best in the series, they can't ignore that, they shouldn't ignore that. Who knows? It is hard to be optimistic with this franchise when I've seen them fumble the ball so many times. Makes you wonder if they're even playing the same game as everyone else. However, we can save the drama for the next new title, whatever that ends up being, because we're not done yet with our little 30th anniversary celebration, these little fun series of videos we've been doing. A lot of you were asking if I was going to be doing spin-offs for this journey. Yeah, of course we are. We got a whole bunch of games to look at for the next video, the last video for the celebration, and we're pulling in from both the classic and the modern era. There's one modern. No, two. There's two modern games in that era, but you just got to wait and see what those are next time we meet. As always, thank you all for watching. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask if you decide to go outside, get vaccinated if possible. Have yourselves a fantastic night, and take care.